What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I can't make this up. Bad news after bad news after bad. Remember I said PlayStation, they're going downhill, they're coasting, they were coasting this gen, they're still coasting, they're going downhill, not looking good, but this is not the same PlayStation that you remember. Remember all those things that I said. I just heard today that they are making Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster. I believe it's a remaster. For the PlayStation 5 Pro. Or is it for the... And I think they're doing a PlayStation 5 Pro version of Horizon Forbidden West. I'm like... And that's supposed... They are so... And there was another, what was that? It was a goofy Vita game that they're bringing back, and everybody's like, yay. I'm like, where are your games? Last video I talked about Corey Barlog's cyber video, whatever, cyberpunk type of video. Not cyberpunk, but you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be in the cyberpunk world or whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. Unknown. Death Stranding 2, that's coming out, but is that really a banger? No, because the first one was like, meh. First one was weak sauce. It was unique, but it's not one of those bangers. Just because he got a bunch of famous people in his games, that don't make it a good game. And especially to me, I do that for a living. I don't want to play a game where I'm doing it. No, sorry, nope. But what didn't I say? I've said it before. They're creatively bankrupt. Sony's creatively bankrupt. So today I was listening to Sean, live. He actually shouted me out. I was like, cool. Sean's good people. I mean, I don't know him personally, but you know what I'm saying. The way that I see him, how he treats his community and all of his peoples around him, he's good people to me. Anyway, Dirt sent him a link to a clip of something, a person who used to work at Microsoft, and they were explaining how in the 360 like the Xbox generation and the 360 generation, it was like, under Peter Moore, they were like, yo, it's pretty cool and stuff. And Peter Moore left because he wanted to live in San Francisco, something. But anyway, he left. When the new regime came in, they changed the culture of the games, of the studio, of the company, Xbox. And that's Don Matrick era. And he said, she said that it was just, everybody was crying, it was bad, And this was, going into the Xbox One era. And, when they did everything wrong, basically. They put the Kinect in the box, nobody wanted that for real, added $100 to a whole bunch of things. But the main thing was the culture of the studios, and how, like, her boss didn't really have a job because she was doing effectively what he was supposed to be doing. But she was like, I didn't know how to tell him that I'm doing what you should be doing. But it was just a hot mess, right? And so I was listening to that. I was like, damn, that sounds like demoralizing. That sounds really bad. And then I look at Sony today, and I'm like, we don't know all the intricacies. We don't know all of the personal details and such about the relationships of individuals within the studios and the company. But based off of their output and based off of everything else that's going on, it doesn't seem like things are going too well over at PlayStation. And I was like, it's a cyclical thing. And so when Phil Spencer came in, they fired Donnie. They got Phil in. Phil didn't know what he was doing. Phil was never a leader of that many people, being the CEO of Xbox, basically. And he was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But he figured it out. You know what I'm saying? He did it his own way. He figured it out. And now the whole goal for Phil Spencer and why he's been there for so long, I would say, is that he's trying to correct what Don Matrick destroyed. The culture of Xbox. You know, the game studios, they work hard, they put the stuff out, and they're like, yeah, we did it, you know? It's you know, people want to work hard on the things that they love to do, right? That's most devs, right? They want to work hard, they do it because they love it, not because, oh, it pays a lot of money. No. You know, people like that aren't devs. Devs are a certain type of person, artistic persons. Regardless of what you're doing in the dev cycle, you're artistic, unless you're HR, that's different. But if you're a coder, artist, musician, designer of any type, whether it's gameplay or, you know, systems, all that stuff, that's coding. You're an artist. You know, it takes an artistic brain to figure out the intricacies of how things interact with each other, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, people like that are happy doing dev work, right? And when you do things as the C-suite, the CEO peoples, if you do stuff to mess with that simple happiness, the simpleness is like, yo, you know, and it's basically like a lot of CEOs and people up on the top who are making these money moves. Basically, they make decisions based off of money, based off of overtime. No, we're not doing that. All those things. You know, it's all about money, right? And you're interfering with the creative process. But I'm not saying that like, oh, all these people are artsy. They just need to sit down and work and do their job. But if you're setting arbitrary rules and just, I mean, it happens in every job. It happens in my job too. And I'm looking at the supervisors. I'm looking at the uppers. I'm like, all right. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but it's not efficient. So whatever you say, guy, because sometimes what they do, the uppers, they will apply a general rule across all crafts, if you will, that don't apply to all crafts. And so it makes one craft harder to do than, you know, or it's like a mandate from up above, so they have no choice. But anyway, I say all of that to say this. Sony's in trouble. Are all these things happening within the studios and stuff? I mean, who knows? Like, you look at Concord, right? Just a big old fat juicy failure. Now, the reason why it's a failure is because whoever was making Concord, whoever was in charge of the final decision making of that game, had their head in the booty holes, and they didn't get any outside advice. Let's just say they didn't go to QA and say, what y'all think about all this? You like the characters? They look good. I mean, maybe that's something they don't ask. You know, what about these designs? Oh, how you like that? What about that color scheme? What about this layout? What about this level design? What about this music? What about this voice actor? You got to ask all these questions, get some input. I mean, you could make it a democracy. That would probably be the smartest thing. If you have enough people, like 100 some, they have 100 some people there, have everybody vote. Like, how do you like this? How do you like that? You know, just put out some feelers out there and say, man, they're not really feeling Star Child. Like, I mean, he's okay. I mean, he's better than the other guy. Say, wait, what's wrong with the other guy? Oh, you mean the orange t-shirt guy with the toilet seat on his shoulder? Yeah, that guy. He's nobody likes him. Like, I wonder why. I don't know why. I don't play the game. I looked at that guy. I was like, where did he get his armor from? Did he get his armor from aisle 9? I was about to say 9B. Yeah, that makes sense. Is that how the aisles work in Walmart? I just learned that recently. Like, there's like aisle numbers and stuff in Walmart for for inventory purposes, obviously, but also I have someone I know who used to do deliveries, and they go boop 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 boop, and you go on your phone and then you go find the stuff. That's how they find the stuff, and anyway, tangent. Yeah, you know, you have to ask. You have to say, yo, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? You know, are we cool with this? Everybody's cool with this? It feels good? It feels good? Yeah. And I'm not saying that they were under duress or anything when they were making Concord, or, you know, I guess they were feeling it. I guess they were drinking their own Kool-Aid, and they were kind of blind to the fact that it was like, because I could play a game and I'd be like, okay, this is too slow, you know. And like the faster and frenetic a game is, depending on the type of game, obviously, the better. Especially a shooter. If you're doing a first-person shooter and it's slow, that's not what you want. You got to say, okay, what's the best first-person shooter? Call of Duty? Okay, let's go with Call of Duty. That's pretty fast. Let's try to match that speed, okay? And then we'll see if our mechanics and all our things work within that speed and the animations and all that stuff. And I think what happened with Concord, based off that video, that first time video they showed, the gameplay, I think it was actually slower than it was because I think it was Lennox, or somebody was playing Lennox and he was in the distance, and the animation was slow because he did like a jump and like a roll, like a somersault roll, and the roll was slower than the actual movement. Like they made him move faster than the actual roll. I was like, why is he sliding? Why is he slide flipping? What is that? Is that a move? I don't know. So I was like, like, imagine if Conquer was slower than it came. Forget it. Anyway, listen, I'm going to talk about Concord the failure forever because I need to remind the Ponies and Donkey Unicorns that that's your game. Remember when Colin said, not your game, not your game? Concord, that's your game. That's yours. You need to claim that. Don't be like, no, that's not. No. That's yours, 100,000%. You own the studio who made it. Hey, that's what's up. Anyway, going back to the PlayStation 4 Protato. Somebody put that meme up yesterday or the day before. I saw that. I said, "Oh hell!" I think Sean had wisened me up to it. I was like, "What? Protato?" I was like, "You know what? All right." You know when you get memes like that, and then it's like, okay. All right, that's pretty funny. It's like, you know, when the PS4 was launching, and then those two, was it Shuhei and what's his face? This is how you share games, right? And that was a meme. Oh, they created it and they made it was funny. Aha, let's make fun of Xbox. But if somebody made a meme about your super dope console that's coming out in a couple months, PlayStation 5 Protato, and they had a little bandana, it was like a potato with a that was pretty funny. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But yeah, it's like you see what's happening, right, in real time. And I mean, if you look at everything, you look at the phonies, the Ponies and the Donkey Unicorns. You look at if you look at the regular fans, they're not really saying anything. They're just like, we're waiting for games. That's it. I mean, the bots are having a field day because it's like every day something new to laugh at PlayStation about. And this is like a hard reversal. It's like if you got like a stack of reverse, you playing Uno, you're like reverse, draw 4, Uno, I'm out. That's what's happening. They're not catching a break. They're getting skipped and everything. Draw 4, draw 2, all that. They're getting all. You save them all to the end. So you can go blah. But it's like they have, last I counted, Sony has like 18 studios or something like that. Now, granted, they're big studios. You know, Naughty Dog and Insomniac wasted a bunch of money and time on that multiplayer initiative, and they should hobble that together with some duct tape and some hopes and dreams and put this stuff out. Just put it out. Put it on PlayStation Plus. Like, yo, here's a free little thing. We got the servers up, but we're not supporting it or anything. I mean, you know, here's what they should do. But they will never, ever do this. I said this before in a previous video. But this is how you make games that are dead, not dead. They could have done this with Concord, but like I said, Sony will never do this because they're too afraid of getting sued. You open it up to mods. Now, I don't know if the engine is really capable of accommodating such as, because the creation engine, Bethesda, it's made like that. It's like, yo, you got, so it's built into, you know, all that stuff. I don't know how hard it would be to do something to make it so that people can go in and make their own stuff. Like, imagine if Concord wasn't dead. They didn't kill it. It was still, you know, up. And they said, you know what? Here's the mod tools. Or they could just be like, modders, we're opening it up to mods for PlayStation 5 and PC. Go crazy, you know. But the problem is, like I said, they don't want to get sued. So they don't allow any type of copyrighted anything on their modded games. Like, for instance, Skyrim and Fallout 4 for PlayStation, there's mods, but it's only in-game assets. You can mod that stuff, but you can't mod it to be like the Macho Man Dragon. You can't do that. Not on PlayStation. They won't allow it. So they have mods, but they suck. They're hot garbage on top of hot garbage, buried by cold garbage with mildew, with mushrooms growing up, and then some more fresh hot garbage on top of it. It's bad. I was like, that sounds, why? Why would you even waste your time with those mods? Like, if you're a PlayStation, or if you have both, right? You got Xbox and PlayStation. Why would you play the PlayStation mods when they're all hot trash garbage, right? I'm still playing Starfield, right? Not because, oh, Shattered Space is coming out and I want to do this. No. My joint is halfway Star Wars. I got stormtroopers running around. I got Mandalorians as the trackers. I'm Mando. I'm about to put did I put Grogu? I didn't put Grogu. I put a droid. It was an R2. It was an R2 unit. But he's following me around. It's following me around. I got I'm flying the Millennium Falcon. And the thing is, it looks good. It's not like some janky, you know, Walmart Millennium. It's like, yo, this looks pretty dope. I changed it to the dark, even though I changed it dark, right? Because I had an idea. I was like, I want a black Millennium Falcon. But I didn't realize that they were coming out with a dark Millennium Falcon because it's the Lego Star Wars special they're doing on Disney Plus. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even see that. But it pretty much looks like that. It's a little different, but I think mine is black and red, and theirs is black and, I think it's black and brown and red. Or I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, yo, this is cool. The only thing that is a problem with some of those mods is that it does break the game sometimes. Like they did the rover update, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get the rover, and I had the Millennium Falcon. See, I don't know if that mod actually broke it though, because I had to go through each mod and disable them and then reload and see which one breaks it. But it wouldn't load my rover, and then I disabled all the mods and I loaded it back up, and then my rover was there. So I was like, maybe it's just I don't know what it is. So I'll figure it out. And it has to do with load order and stuff like that. So maybe my load order was wrong. But you can't do that on PlayStation because they don't allow it. Also, PlayStation has a more strict rule against not against censorship, but they censor more than Xbox and Nintendo. Imagine that. They're more Puritan than the other two. And I'm like, how are these donkey, unicorns, and ponies so adamant about protecting and being a fan of this console maker when they're restricting their opportunity to have the most experiences in a video game, in Devil May Cry DMC for PlayStation, Xbox? It's not on Wii. I mean, it's not on the Switch. Is it on the Switch? I don't think it's on the Switch. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They censored the PlayStation version. They censored a butt crack or something. I was like, really? A booty crack? It's not even showing hair. You know, when they censor Asian stuff, it's like, oh, it's got pubic hair, we have to censor. I was like, whatever. No nipple, nothing. I'm like, whatever, man. Y'all are foolish. They don't say nothing about that. The ponies and donkey unicorns don't say nothing about that. So whatever. Let them do what they're going to do. But the moral of the story is PlayStation is out of ideas, so they're going back to the well, and they're remaking and remastering, more so remastering all these games to have stuff to play on this goofy-ass PlayStation 5 Protato. 864. Don't forget it. 864p with pisser technology makes everything yellow. Look, I'm I said this before, I keep saying it. I would have never guessed that Sony would have fallen this far, this fast. And the fact that the Donkey Unicorns and Ponies are they are in denial. They see what's going on and they're like, how can we spin this so that we don't look too stupid? You can't. It's just, they're going down. And you could go down with them, or you could be like, eh. Last thing, this whole thing with, you know, all these influencers talking about the PS5 Protato, how it's expensive, blah, blah, blah. You should build a PC and everything. I have never heard so many influencers say, don't buy this, just build a PC. Don't buy this, just build a PC. You can build a PC that's comparable, and the PC is better. You can play more games, blah, 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 blah. So, in effect, PlayStation has literally done what they did not want to do, which is they're pushing people away from their platform into PC, or if they haven't bought a platform yet, right? They're still on PS4 or whatever, and they're like, whatever. I just want to play the new stuff. How can I get in there super cheap? Xbox Series S. Even the X is cheaper than PlayStation at this point. And so, I mean, unless you're a diehard fan, sure, but casuals who haven't moved over yet, they look at Xbox, it's like, yo, Xbox is cheaper, and they got the, and if they knew anything, they would be like, well, the Xbox Series X is basically a PlayStation 5 Pro. Why do I spend $700 when I can just spend $450 over here? And you know they're gonna be sales, so it's probably gonna be $399 on holidays and stuff. Man, if that white one pops up $399, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I wish they would be like, yo, you could swap. No, that's dumb. I wish they made a what? I ain't messing with my Xbox. I was about to take it apart, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, but yeah, moral of the story is Sony don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's just ridiculous, and it's a circus, and I'm laughing every day. Thank you. I mean, look, last thing. Oh no, it's Alex went through, and then Sean just went. I think Sean went through it, and Dirt went through it. Whereas there was a podcast where I forgot the dudes on there, but this one pony went off. He went off so hard. I was like, this is hilarious. It was so funny. I heard the second time when Sean put it on, I was like, yo. And the good thing about Sean's was it was uncensored. That was Sean and Dirt. It was uncensored because it was a live podcast. I was like, he said some words. I was like, yo, if ponies are acting like this, it's done. The PlayStation's reign is over. It's only a matter of time. All Xbox has to do is not mess up. All you got to do is put out a little handheld that's maybe at least as powerful as the ROG Ally X, maybe a little bit more powerful. I heard some specs about the new Nintendo Switch 2, the speed and stuff. I'm like, yo, if you could do it anywhere between Series S and Series X, and if you could figure out a way to do it more than Series X, as far as like the throughput and stuff, that'd be amazing. But anyway, we're rambling. I appreciate y'all hanging out, listen, like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about all these remasters, the Remaster Station, the Remaster Station 5 Protato. Let me know what y'all think about that. How ridiculous does it seem? And if you're a Pony and Donkey Unicorn, or just a general Sony fan, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like Sony's like kind of taking advantage of a situation, or do you think they're doing the right thing, or what do you want them to do, really? What do you want Sony to do? Like, get off your booty, show us the game that you got, man. I don't know. But anyway, I catch you on the next one. Till the way time.